Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're a first time watcher, glad to have you here. If you're a returning favorite, welcome back. So today we're talking Kringle's new holiday collection, right? The core holiday collection for 2024. And it includes 6 country jars and 7 of the Kringle jars. So I debated doing this into 2 separate videos, but I'm already short on time as far as getting this out before this Thursday, right? So it launches this Thursday, September 19th at 12 noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. for you folks out on the West Coast. So I did offer my feedback. I think this launch in future years needs to be pushed back, right, to at least October. That's because we have Halloween in July and August. We had the Fall Reserve collection early in September, and now we have the core holiday collection coming out in September as well, which was actually supposed to be released last week. They pushed it out a week. I think pushing it back to like the first week in October, if they're going to have those other releases, makes more sense to me. But, you know, there are other things coming down the pike, and I get, you know, want to move warehouse space, right? Free warehouse space to be able to make those other things. So it's like a double-edged sword here, in how the logistics work versus how they should be launched, in my opinion, with everything else. Anyhow, so with that, right, you can save 15% by using my code phillycandleman. I'll put that in the description below. Also, to note, 3 wicks, daylights, and wax melts will not be available at launch. It's only going to be the large and medium jars. So if you're waiting, if you want those formats, you're going to have to wait a little bit. I don't have an exact date. Stay tuned to my channel and my Instagram, and when I get those concrete dates, I'll certainly pass them on. But just right now, it is large and medium jars in a Kringle and Countryside. So without further ado, I think that's all the housekeeping here. Thursday, 12 noon, the 19th, right? All right, so let's get into it here. I'm going to say off the top that I like both collections. I don't think there's any one scent in either collection that completely turns me off. I think it's a very mature collection. I love the labels on all of them. But yeah, I mean, there's some I like more than the others, but I just don't think there's not one here that I'm like, ugh. Like, you know, that chai candle, right, from the artwork collection, Halloween. Anyhow here, so I'll show you what we got and we'll talk about them. So Christmas in Manhattan. Okay, we'll do the country line here first. Gingerbread Tiramisu. I love this label. Here Comes Santa Claus. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the old Christmas Eve? The old Christmas Eve from Yankee, right? They did it in blue once. So this reminds me of that. Cran Apple Toddy. Winter Spice. And last but certainly, so yeah, Fireside Chai. Not bad. Yeah, so the whole comment there was like, they arrived in two boxes, 2 different days. UPS was like, here, you go this way and you go this way, and we'll see who gets there first. And anyhow, but the one that arrived the second day, the country jars, one like completely was leaking, right? And the other one was very, this was the one that was completely leaking. I don't know if you can see the jar is still kind of, the oil is kind of absorbed back in there and whatnot. And then this one here, you can still see the oils around. That was those, anyhow. All right, let's go on to the Kringle side here. So we've got Pomegranate and Fir. Hint, not my favorite. Cypress and Cinnamon. Okay, a little like waffle cone full of branches there. Frosted Spice. Winter Iris. You guys can guess where this one lands. For me, Blankets and Snowflakes. I think this is, I think you know what that smells like there. Sugar Plum and Myrrh. And last but not least, Butter Rum Cafe. All right, let's get into it here. Let's do the country jars first. Do the country first. Well, let's go. I've got all the notes here, all the set notes here. Let's go with, no, Here Comes Santa Claus, right? We got that awesome blue wax, right? It is your fir scent, your tree scent. Fir, aromatic, balsam, aldehydes, wood, and musk, right? So you've got the fir, we've got the balsam. You can actually smell the coolness of the leaves. Not like blue spruce, right? The Kringle's blue spruce is amazing. But this one here is a really close to that with the balsam and the fir needles. So you can smell like you're outside. It's got that coolness of the leaves, right? Of the needles. So if you're into tree scents, looking for a new tree scent, you give it a go. This one, especially for the imagery, is definitely there. Now, I might have seen this label before in another iteration somewhere, but definitely love the label. Christmas Eve scent, Christmas Eve-esque, right? Alrighty, let's get into this one here. What do we got here? Cran Apple Toddy. Cran Apple Toddy is apple, berry, currant, fruit, sweet, and amber. Red wax on the reds. They're like the same. This one might be slightly darker, but they're like the same. Okay. I just lose light. You do get the apple and the cranberry in here. Is a sweeter cranberry, not a tart cranberry. Drinkable, completely. And you kind of get the sprigs, right? You get those sprigs in here. Oh man, definitely sweet. Yeah, apple berry. Yeah. Don't know how they did it, but you guys know I'm not into huge beverage scents and like this, but lately I kind of have been, so it's kind of a lie on my part. But because Kringle's been doing some really good ones lately. Yeah, this is drinkable, delectable. Do like it, certainly. Certainly for like a party scent, like an upscale party scent, totally. Oh, let's go to another foodie scent here. This one's really good. Gingerbread Tiramisu. Spice, pastry, coffee bean, brown sugar, spice, and butter. So on cold, I don't get that coffee bean. I do get the brown sugar, the gingerbread. I get that, and that's kind of what this fragrance revolves around. As far as like a pastry, like a puff pastry fragrance note in here, I don't really get that. It's just that cinnamon that is just, and it's a sweet cinnamon. You'll see there's a sweet cinnamon over here in the Kringle line as well. But this is just, I love the imagery. Is it tiramisu? Maybe. I gotta see how it burns with the coffee note. If that coffee note comes out, right, because you know the tiramisu, the espresso and everything, maybe. But as a good gingerbread fragrance, yeah, totally. Totally. Gingerbread fragrances like this are hard to come by. Sometimes they tend to go more on the heavy ginger honey side instead of the sweet cinnamony ginger side. So I do appreciate that. We do have the gingerbread cookies on here with the tiramisu. So, want a sweet gingerbread fragrance? There's your guy. All right, let's go to winter. There's still wax all over this damn thing. Winter spice, right here. It's like a tealish blue green. Not really sure how it's translating on there. Remember that there was Tinsel Time, kind of the same color from a few years ago. Citrus, berry, cinnamon, clementine, clove, and nutmeg. It's much more citrusy than it is spicy, right? So the clementine really comes out in this. You do get a little bit of the fir, I'm sorry, of the spice, the fir in there, but much more clementine, right? Zesty, sharp clementine. Not much of the clove, not much of the clove. At least not on cold, right? I'm going to try to burn some of these. I'm obviously not going to be able to burn all of them by the 19th. However, I'm going to keep burning, right? Because I have a feeling a lot of you folks are kind of tapped out from, and I don't blame you, kind of tapped out from these past 3 or 4 launches. And some folks aren't even thinking. I got Halloween behind me. I'm nowhere near ready to put my Christmas stuff up. So I think I'm going to still burn them, right? Because I don't think people are going to be going day one and buying these. I think it's going to be a quote-unquote slow burn, right? So, and they're not going to sell it on the first day. It's the core collection, and some folks might want to try the wax melts or the daylights and the 3 wicks, and they're not going to be out in the first place anyhow. So, there you have it. So, I want to get my first impressions out in case you did want to, buy them all on day one and be done for the season, right? But yeah, so the clementine, very nice in this one, very nice. Like I said, they're all pretty good fragrances. The one I dislike the most is not even a bad fragrance. It's just not for me. And we'll go with this one here, Fireside Chai. Now, when I saw the chai, I thought instantly of the chai candle from the artwork, and I was like, oh my god, I don't like this. I was pleasantly surprised. Again, we bought chai fragrances. We bought more bourbon oil. We bought gallons of bourbon oil up there, I'm pretty sure. So Fireside Chai. Bourbon, cider, wood smoke, wood, amber, and spice. Man. There's not a chai note in this thing, and I'm extremely happy about that. This is warm. Imagine snowing outside, right? Cool and cooler out inside a little bit, right? Got the fireplace going, and you pull up, like a toddy or like a bourbon, right? Something like that, or a hot cider. That's what this is. This, besides the next one I'm going to talk about here, is probably the most magical of the country fragrances. I just think I think it's going to be a new classic for some folks. Even though there's bourbon in here, the cider note takes over. And I know we've had a bourbon fragrance in the last 4 launches here. Anyhow, again, they bought drums of bourbon oil probably. But this is just a really nice, upscale, mature cider fragrance with a little bit of that wood smoke in there. It's not super smoky, not on cold at least. So we'll have to see how this goes. But this one is magical. It is magical fragrance. I'm calling it a magical fragrance here. Just love the imagery. Love the imagery. All right, next we have here is going to be a really magical fragrance, Christmas in Manhattan. Wow. Green, aromatic, citrus, fir, patchouli, musk, and moss and sweet musk. Now, yes, it's a Manhattan fragrance, so it is going to smell a little bit on the upscale suit fragrance, I'll call it there. Masculine, sort of. But it captures... I've been to New York City when it's been snowing and when it's been cold. When you get out into the Central Park, get away from like the streets, right? When you get out into Central Park, that's when the smells come in, and it's just, I don't know, I just don't know how to describe this one. It is an upscale, masculine but not cologne fragrance that has the element of feeling of being out in New York City, dressed up, right? Classy fragrance, really top notch. So I mean, these last two really magical fragrances for me. Here we have I think that's the Empire. Yeah, you have the Empire State Building on here, and I'll post better pictures of these on my Instagram. But that is a really really good fragrance, folks. Really good fragrance. Okay, so that does it for the 6 country jars. Now let's get into the 7 Kringle jars. All right, we'll go with my least favorite. Get it out of the way. Pomegranate and Fir, right? Not horrible. Not horrible. Not for me. Pomegranate, fruit, amber, fir, patchouli, vanilla, and wood. So you don't get much pomegranate in this. You get a lot of vanilla, okay? On cold. Pomegranates turn me off. Label's okay. The label here, if I'm looking at the label here, would imply that this whole thing is pomegranate paste, and it is not. But it is a fruity, warm, comforting fragrance in a way. So, country, they did a lot of cool fragrances. Kringle, they're doing a lot of like warmth fragrances there. So yeah, pomegranate, fruit, amber, fir, patchouli, right? Not bad. Not for me. But the patchouli in there and the amber just makes this a warmer fragrance there. So that is pomegranate and fir. Okay. Cypress and cinnamon. Let's just keep on the theme here. Cypress and cinnamon. Cypress and cinnamon. There we go. Fir Needle Spice, Balsam Green, Wood, and Spice. So, these two are cousins, but opposite. Okay. This one, you do get a lot of that fir needle in here and that green. This one to me is more of a fir and cinnamon. Yeah, citrus and cinnamon. Yeah. It's a softer, the cypress is softer than a balsam or anything like that. Very warm and very bright at the same time. Again, this screams Christmas to me. This is Christmas party, Christmas Eve, even. Yeah, this is one of my favorite fragrances of this launch here. I love, looks like it's like a waffle cone, right? A little ice cream cone full of cloves and stuff. So there's that one there. Okay. Again, with the spice, right? Frosted spice. All right. Frosted spice, because my thing is cut off. Aromatic spice, cinnamon, fir, peppermint, mint, and vanilla. So I don't get the mint on cold. This one does kind of go more craft store cinnamon, right? Like a harvest or like a welcome home type deal, but not as sharp. There's the sweetness in here cuts that sharpness right out, and it's enjoyable. But on cold, I'm hoping that the peppermint and that vanilla, or I'm sorry, on burning, I hope that peppermint and that vanilla actually come out. Right now, I'm just getting a lot of spice on top here. So again, we will burn this. We will see what it's like. Again, another warm, comforting fragrance. Okay, Butter Rum Cafe. Okay. Caramel, butter, nut, spice, cream, and vanilla. Oh, That's good there. So, no rum. Just like in the bourbon over here, no rum in here. Well, there is bourbon over here, but not a lot of bourbon. The cider takes over. This is like a nice coffee shop fragrance. So if you take that pumpkin spice latte fragrance from the Fall Reserve, you take out the pumpkin spice and you just add in, you know, more cream or something along those lines, more butteriness, because it is caramel and buttery and sweet, and the coffee, not sharp, not Paris Cafe crap. Nice sweet coffee fragrance here with the butter and the caramel there. This doesn't scream holiday to me. This, to me, could certainly be a year-round fragrance, especially early morning fragrance for some folks. But if you were hoping that this was going to be like a repeat, like a reimagination of the Yankees Butter Rum Toddy, I think it is, Butter Rum, whatever that comes back every year as a returning favorite, this is not that. It is good, though. It is good. Oh, I got 3 more here. All right, so here we go. Blankets and Snowflakes. This is our Hollister candle. This is a Hollister candle. Fougere, I'll never pronounce it right. And fresh, Cashmere, Spice, Floral, Sandalwood, and Musk. So, yeah, this is like going Christmas shopping in Hollister, and they are spraying all the clothes with their Hollister cologne. That's what this smells like. Can't get it out of my scent memory. That's exactly what it smells like when I used to shop at Hollister many, many years ago. Man, I love the imagery. The reflection of the log cabin, reflection on the lake there. Maybe different fragrance would fit this label. Man, Hollister, that's what I get. What fragrance would go with this? I don't know, maybe a snow fragrance. But yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. Alrighty, Sugar Plum and Myrrh. I think that's like a couch because it's got like a texture. It's not a sugar plum. Interesting. Berry, tea leaf, citrus, plum, tonka bean, and amber. Again, not horrendous. When I saw sugar plum, I was like, nope. But again, prove me wrong. Because I do not like the plum fragrances. You know, like the Christmas Eve candle from Yankee is a sugar plum fragrance. Ooh, it's tart. No. But yeah, with the tea leaves in here, it's quite interesting. Yeah, the plum berry tea leaves. I think it's got to be the citrus and the tonka bean that are cut in this, because pure plum, do not like. Too heavy, too dark. But this, it's definitely brighter, and it's got to be those tea leaves and the citrus, and the tonka cutting through that. Again, it's a warmer fragrance. It's a warmer, comforting fragrance. Would I burn it in the house? Yeah, sure. I wonder what that is. That's like a love sack or a couch or something, like a beanbag chair, one of those things. I don't know what the thing is. That's no sugar plum, right? It's got dots and everything in it. Or is it? I don't know. Could be wrong. Oh. Alright. Last, but certainly not least, and probably my favorite, Winter Iris. Love me some Winter Iris here. Yes. But it's not cold. It's a warm, comforting floral fragrance. I love it. Iris blossoms, sugared violet. That's the key right there. Dark fruits, vanilla, and white amber. Forget those dark fruits. It is 100% the sugared violet going on here with the iris blooms. Oh man, it's not like a pure white floral, right? Like a gardenia or a jasmine. It is just a really nice winter floral. It's pretty. It is very pretty. And you do get a little bit of that greenery going on here. I love this fragrance. I will be burning this as soon as possible. But yeah, if you are a floral fan, even if you are not a floral fan, I would challenge you to pick this up in a daylight or a wax melt. Try it. It might surprise you. It might surprise you. So, there we have it. We have 13 new candles, 6 and 7. All right, let's do our ranking system here. All right, Christmas in Manhattan, yes. Fireside Shy, yes. Gingerbread Tiramisu, yes. Top 3. Those are my top 3. I'm going to pick order now. Here Comes Santa Claus. Again, it's a tree fragrance, right? So it's nice. But we have a lot of tree fragrances. So those 3 are my top 3 for the country line. For Kringle, Winter Iris, of course. Of course. Let's see here. Yes, Cypress and Cinnamon. Okay, totally. Very nice. And what we got here? Butter Rum Cafe. Right there. Those are my top 6, 3 and 3. Again, no horrific ones in the bunch, just some that are not for me, and I'm out of focus there. Anyhow, all right, guys. So September 19th, that is this Thursday, 12 p.m. noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. West Coast time, Pacific time. There, save 15% with my code phillycandleman. I will put all of this into the description below, and I will start burning. So, thanks for watching, and stay safe out there. Have a good one.